I think I might have found markers that are at the very least more affordable than Copics that claim to be pretty much just as good. These are the Mont Marte. Excuse my French, it's not my strong point. These are the Mont Marte dual tip art markers. They are alcoholic and there are 12 in a pack. So let's have a look at these. Bring them out. It's a triangular barrel, which honestly is pretty much standard these days. They've got these nice little ridged, there we go, these nice little ridges on the caps. It doesn't actually help you to distinguish which end is which at all, but we've got a fine tip and a chisel tip. These are not brush markers, so we're going to see how they swatch, and then we're going to see how they perform on an actual illustration. So I've got the marker colours written down ready, and I've got my markers by the side of me. Let's start swatching these bad boys. So there's our swatches. Now, for the most part, these pens, when you look at the tip, it actually matches the colour quite well. Apart from the pale green. There we go. That one, it's not a great match. In fact, this is more of a mint colour, and that's more of an olive green, at least by my eyes. It might work perfectly fine on screen. But if we take a closer look at these, there is one noticeable way to tell what end. Like most markers, they've got this grey thin band around the end. It's the tip that you need to draw with. So I'm going to put these to the test. I'm going to make an illustration with them, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on whether these are worth the price I paid and where you can get them. So going into these markers, they're a bit of a mystery, really. I bought them in a shop called HomeSense, which in the UK is part of the TK Maxx family. I don't know if that's anywhere else in the world, but if it is, you know, it's generally sort of a mixture of goods. I didn't even know they sold craft supplies, really, but apparently they do, and these were some of them. So the only problem is when I went to the website to look these markers up, I found that they don't actually have any stores in the UK selling them. That's where I got them. The closest store that sells these markers in Europe is in Belgium. Let that sink in for a minute. I bought these in Wales, in the UK, yesterday, which is the 21st of May. And the website says that these aren't sold in the UK at all. I don't know how they got to my local HomeSense store, but apparently they've been a very popular seller, according to the cashier that served me. So anyway, there's that. There's also, they do sell a 24 pack, but it looks like, and this could just be me, I couldn't find a way to do it, but it looks like the website doesn't actually let you buy it or buy any of these products from the website. You have to go to a store, which I guess is a great way of saving costs, because then your website is just a glorified, it's just a glorified Argos magazine, really, isn't it? It's just that. But yeah. So anyway, apart from that, I did manage to work out the price on these markers. Now, given that they are alcoholic and they say they're professional level, I was expecting them to be quite pricey. But what I found is these came out at the price of £1.50 per marker. Copic is £6.25 per marker. Ohuhu is £2.40. These markers are cheaper than Ohuhu. Are they better than Ohuhu? I mean, the ink goes down really well and they're really vibrant. And, they're just really good markers. Just the problem is getting hold of them. Because if there isn't a location near you, you're not going to get these markers. But apart from that, go on to how they feel. They're smooth. They layer wet decently enough. I mean, getting the green to go darker was a lovely thing that I could do here without having to buy 3 different greens. Blending. Well, I mean, partly it's me. I can't blend fine tips to save my life. I can't blend brush tips that well either. I'm still practicing. But how to explain it? Doesn't seem like the ink spreads or bleeds enough for them to start blending automatically. There with the blue and the yellow, it did bleed a little bit. But other than that, no. So I'd say these aren't great at blending, but at the same time, they're not absolutely terrible at being what they are, which is an art marker. So the other thing I found is the little sort of ridges, the dots, the braille on the edges. I did find that very useful to take the caps off, because these markers were so tightly, like the caps were on so tightly, it really did, I really did struggle to take them off. Final thoughts, I'm going to say these are definitely worth a look if you can get them. If you can't get them, don't worry, Ohuhu are just as good. And that is my final thoughts on the Mont Marte art markers, which they were a decent go. They were a good try. I'm happy I tried them out. And that's that. I will see you guys in the next video. So bye bye. See you next time.